G'day! In today's video, I'm replacing the display on a Asus TUF FX506L or FX506L-HN1111T. This one's a high refresh rate panel, and right now we're completely powered off. So from here, I want to let it heat up a little bit on my heat pad, as these ones are typically frameless displays that are taped in. So if I can heat up the top of the LCD cover, that will soften that adhesive and make the repair a bit easier to do. There we go, so we're pretty warm to the touch now, so I'm going to turn my heat pad off. Also, just a forewarning, do make sure that your machine is completely powered off. This is the quicker method, which basically, with the quicker method, I don't disconnect the battery. I've never really had any dramas not disconnecting the battery, but I do hear reports of people accidentally leaving the machine on and frying the new screen or the LCD or the mainboard, where then it no longer displays on the external display. So with that out of the way, what I want to do is fold it over. Down here there's two screws under a cover. So if I use a pair of tweezers to remove these little covers, teeny tiny little squares, and the other one over here, do the same with that. Should be able to use a very small Phillips head screwdriver. So Phillips head screwdriver, and should be able to undo here and over here too. And we should just be able to pull lightly around the trim. So I start over here. I'm kind of pulling it up and lifting. That is kind of disconnecting it from there. Yeah, if I grab this, I'm just going to slide my finger across. There is double-sided tape running across the bottom here. I lift up. You can kind of see the circuitry down there. You should not really be seeing that. Okay. Should be able to fold down a bit more, and hopefully I can lift it up from there. Okay, one disconnected, rattling over here. There we go, kind of push that down and under. It's got it out. Same over here, down here. And I want to heat it up just slightly as it has lost its heat. But you can see down the bottom these white bits just here and over here. They are pull tabs. So I should be able to heat them up. Probably don't need to heat them up, and use a pair of tweezers and pull them out, and that should release the screen. Now I should be able to grab these pull tabs and pull. Try and keep it relatively parallel with the screen. If you try and pull up, it's probably going to snap. There we go. One. Go over to the other side. Grab the pull tab. Start it. Just trying to keep it relatively straight so it doesn't snap. If it does snap, it's not the end of the world. You do have to dig your screen out. We'll try and get it out of there without bending the back plastic. There we go. But now with that done, then turn off my heat. Fold the screen forward, and we'll have this connection down here. Which then from here, should be able to lift this tab up here. As we see, it's an EDP 40 pin connector on the back of this screen. Lift this up. No. You got it? No, it's still going. Lift up the plastic, pull the tab back, pull the connector back, and it should release, kind of like that. Those playing at home, This was the model of the screen coming out of here. An LM156LF2F. So that was a 1080 resolution panel, running at 144 Hz, also IPS. And I will be replacing it with this one here that I got off AliExpress, which is R156 X44-2424-1201. The connection on it's going to be it's going to be identical, which will be great. So if I line this up, the left and the right, or this cable slides under and into the connector on the screen, so it should kind of go click. It should be nice and even all the way around. Once it's in there, pull this flat. I do believe I need to keep this under the latch here. Now from here, I'm going to put on some new sticky tabs. We'll kind of leave them overhanging, similar to how it was just then. Don't know which way is front, which way is back, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go like that. Make sure the overhang is kind of similar to before. Doesn't necessarily need to be the same as before, but for consistency's sake. Now you may be able to upgrade the panel to something slightly higher resolution or lower refresh rate, maybe 4K at 60. There would be different panels that could potentially be connected. But I'll just keep it consistent, replace it with what it had. It's going to be the cheapest option for this particular customer. Go there and there. Now it's a matter of folding it up once more. Do remember, keep this cable in here, or else you're going to have issues putting the bezel on afterwards. Go. Whoop. What did we have? Yeah, we escaped. If you get no display, do check your connector again, like that. Hold this up. As I'm leaning it in there, I am keeping an eye on down here where the cord is. Try to make it level. I'm just loosely sitting it there, because at the top I do have a little bit of a gap. I'm not sure if it's enough gap. So I want to just loosely sit the bezel on there and get an idea where the screen's going to sit. That should sit just fine. So from here I'm going to go over the screen, just lightly sliding there, just so it's sticking it down. May also need to put some new black tape along here. I typically do that right at the very end. I do want to start to peel the screen though. Peel it off like that, fold it down. Go, and then pinch and slide around. I did put that slightly too far down. Bugger. It should still be okay. Hit the power button now to give it a quick test. There we go, we have Asus. And that should be within tolerance. So I'll fold it up just for the customer's privacy. And I'm just going to hold the power button to turn it off. Go. We'll see if I can move it up slightly, even though I just pushed it down. If I hit it up just slightly, I should be able to move it. There we go. It's being a little bit trickier. Go. I'll lay this back down and see if I can just lift it up just slightly. Now I could just use the pull tab, but I do want to try and preserve it. I don't know if this is going to preserve much of it. I'll just use a plastic card. I'm not sure what to actually describe that one as. Get back over here. A bit of heat. Or I might even just give up and use some double-sided tape. No, that's not coming. Lift it up slightly. Start my card. Slide down. Okay. Fold it back down like before. And let's see. We do not have much of that left. Funnily enough, I think that would have mostly broken up while I was trying to do it. So I'm going to straighten this up off camera, and then I'll show you the last steps again. Now the screen's in a much better spot. It needs to be mostly pushed up rather than having space down below. There we go, that's pushed in. Yes. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, we're good. Radio from here, you can leave the film off, you can peel it off, entirely up to you. But then there's really not much left to do. All we really need to do from here is put those covers back on and those screws back in, not in that order. So we should be able to go one screw over here, another screw over here, and we should have hopefully successfully replaced the screen in the Asus TUF FX506. One here. If you do find that this part, section along the front, at the bottom here, about just above the keyboard, isn't sticking down, do check your video cable down here. You may also want to run a strip of tape just along the plastic here. In this instance, I'm happy how it's sitting, just fine, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Anyway, that will do for today, and I'll see you later. Bye.